What is up, guys? Welcome back to Random Select Daily number 18. Today's date, technically, is Tuesday, April 30th, 2013, and I am here with Corey. Say hello.
Hello.
And so, a recent story came out about a certain game, and they kind of trolled all their pirates. And we want to talk a little bit about it, and probably talk about piracy in general. But here's the story. Basically, it's on, well, at least where I found it was on Eurogamer.net. And basically, these two guys here from Greenheart Games made a game about making games, which is kind of confusing. But uh, but yeah, it's $8, and apparently, after only a day on sale here, basically all but like 200 copies being played were pirated, which is kind of a lot. And this is out of 3,300, so 3,100 were basically pirated. Right? And then, what did they do was, they made sure that there was no DRM. They kind of made that clear. I think they say somewhere down in the bottom. Um, they tried to make sure that there wasn't these DRM problems, that there wasn't all these problems that people would normally have. And you could say that.
I know, I just didn't want to interrupt you. I didn't think you would pause. I was just telling you, I just wrote out 214 in the chat. I didn't think you would
Well,
call it out.
I'm pretty sure the Skype beep just came up, so whatever. Anyways, yeah. So 214. Corey did the math. And basically, what they did was they sent out their own cracked version onto torrent sites or whatever, and they put in two, or not two, but extra lines of data that basically made it where they downloaded that version, the game, your career or whatever would also get hit by a bunch of pirates, and that you would not be able to really succeed in the game no matter how good you're doing. And I think most people that read it will just laugh. I mean, like, Corey, like when I sent you this link, what did you think, like, when you read it?
I thought it was really funny until I read that. Like, it's like funny, but it's like sad at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, it's sad that so many people pirated it, and also that they went on to posts and forums asking for help on why they can't do well in the game. It's just like, do you not get it? Like, you are really thick. It's a message directed right at you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's his message of saying he's working so hard and it's not working out because no one's buying his games. It's like, how you don't get it, do you?
Yeah, I
That's
like.
exactly their point in doing that. Is they're saying you're ruining their game that they're making.
Yeah,
You know what I
here's
mean? It's
there's
so
a couple
funny.
of lines on here. It says, like, one guy posts. It says blah blah, our game got pirated, stuff like that. Like, what? It says blah blah, our game got pirated, stuff like that. Is there a way to avoid that? I mean, can I research DRM or something?
Yeah.
Just like, okay. And then another one was why there's so many people that pirate? It ruins me. Not fair. Like, it's like, really, guy, like, just, wow, that just blows my mind how people
Yeah,
don't realize
this
what they're
is the
doing here.
perfect example. Like inside that game is the perfect example of why piracy is bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because people work really hard and they can't continue to make games because they'll go out of business. Even when I haven't played this particular game, although I might because it seems like the kind of game I'd want to play. But um, although there were other ones like it, so I don't know if it's really that original. But
Yeah,
yeah,
there's some people in the comments of this one saying, like, didn't these guys kind of steal from, I think it was like Game Dev Story or something like that?
yeah.
And
I mean, I liked Game Dev Story, and I'll probably check this one out too and see. So I mean, you can do one that's you know I don't look at any game that simulates a city, like I don't look at Tropico and be like, oh, that's a SimCity ripoff. They're different enough. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I'll take a look at it. But on face value, yeah, it does seem pretty similar.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, it just kind of speaks a lot to piracy. Like, with the since pirates are generally us, the consumers, because that's our side of it. Whether we're whether we're an actual consumer or not, we're usually more around the pirates and what they say, because companies, well, they can say one or two things, but we're not usually with them. But with pirates, they have a lot of these defenses of, like, it's not technically stealing because it's digital, or that just because it's pirated, doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be a sale, a missed sale. And it's just like, yeah, while that's technically true, you know, it's still, you know, you're still stealing from them. Like, there's no
Yes,
other thing out there. You can't just go to a movie, like you can't go to a store and say, well, I would normally never buy this, so I'm just gonna steal it, right? Like,
exactly.
you know, everything is reproducible. Like, there's a reason shirts and stuff are mass produced. Doesn't mean that, you know, just, well, they could make another one. It doesn't make it not stealing, you know. And I know data is a lot cheaper than, you know, t-shirts and stuff like that, but still.
Yes, but on the other side, when companies come out and sue people for like, oh, this one lady, we're going to sue her for, $10 million because she downloaded 3 Mariah Carey songs
Yeah. I
because the loss of revenue. You know what I mean? So it goes both ways on some of that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
Um,
my big thing is, you know, pirating, the pirating problem goes both ways. You know, a lot of people would like to like a lot of people love to say, well, if EA or Activision or whatever company, it doesn't matter what company said, if they didn't put DRM, I wouldn't have pirated it.
mhm.
I'm so glad I ended up saying that. But it's like, you know, at the same time, you know, they wouldn't put DRM if their stuff wasn't getting pirated. And it's just like one of us has to stop. Like, we can't just blame the other and wait for the other to expect them to stop. Like, if we want companies to stop putting DRM on stuff, we got to stop stealing stuff from them. You know, like, and then, you know, we also, I think, you know, both sides need to actually take an action to it. Of course, you know, companies probably are going to care a little bit less than us since they can just put DRM on it.
Yeah, I mean, if they're really that much of a purist, then why don't they just go out and buy all the indie games that are DRM free, or even bigger indie games are coming out DRM free? Just go support all those ones. I bet you they're pirating those ones too. They just like to pirate and they want an excuse.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I mean, for their conscience. Be like, oh well, it's because you're DRM. It's like, no, you just would have pirated it anyways.
Yeah, and I don't want to hear like this whole thing of like, I do kind of understand the side of like, you know, I can't afford it, but in the end, it's like, if you can't afford something, you don't normally get it. Like, and that's to me stealing. Like, yeah, maybe it's not a lost sale technically, but it's almost a guaranteed lost sale that way. I mean, people will argue, well, if I like it enough, I'll end up buying it, and I really highly doubt that.
Yeah, I doubt that. I mean, it's
There,
ridiculous in this day where you can play like quality games like Team Fortress 2 and Warframe, so it's called. I mean, there's a lot of free to play games that are like legitimate games out there. So if
that
you
are
have no
free,
money, hmm?
that are free or
Yeah,
DRM
free to
free.
play.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah.
not DRM free. I'm just saying, like, as far as like you don't have money. If you don't have
Yeah.
money, there's so many good free games out there right now that you really have no place to want. You just like, oh, I can't get that specific game that I want. Well, I can't get that specific Mercedes I want either. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go out and steal it because I want it.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
know what I mean? So it's like there's plenty of free stuff you can get out there where you can have lots of fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's I've always wanted to say this. Like, it's always been my viewpoint of like, you know, I hate DRM. I think you hate, you know, DRM as much as I do. At least really intrusive DRM and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you know, it'd be awesome to stop, but we also got to remember that, you know, there is a reason they started doing this. Like, if they had no pirates at all, they wouldn't have started, you know, putting like, what would be the point of putting DRM, right? Like,
Yeah.
if no one was stealing this stuff. But, you know, we can't stop all pirates, but, you know, we can stop, you know, people that are doing it because they feel justified in doing it. We can, you know, people, if less people do it, there's a lot less chance. And, you know, if we fight with like, oh, now there's gonna be even more DRM, I'm gonna steal it even more. Just don't get their game. Like, yeah, it sucks that you have to avoid a game like maybe like SimCity or something, but you know, you're just making them go, they still really want our games, so we're just gonna make the DRM even stronger. And like, we can't just keep upping each other trying to, you know, like, go, you know what, you know, now that you're putting even stronger DRM, I'm gonna steal your other games. And then it's like, okay, now you're gonna steal our other games, we're gonna put DRM on every single game. It's just like, where is it gonna stop? We need to both calm down and just kind of say, hey, I want to buy your game if I like it. I'm gonna save up my money if I need to. If you keep, you know, if you make it easy for me, I'll make it easy for you, right? Like,
Right.
I don't know. It's just it's so bizarre that how pirates, like, And I'll be honest. I've downloaded a few things here or there. I'm not happy. I'm not proud of myself for that. But yeah. So just that. Just stop. That's all I have to say. Do you have anything else? Uh, do you have any other things you want to say, or any finishing thoughts? So I can't
Um,
think. You keep messaging me and it throws me off. Oops.
I know most I'm just sending you a picture and you uh.
That makes it sound two
um
now.
what?
That makes it sound two on Facebook.
Oh, really? I did on Facebook because I didn't think it'd make noise. I saw it's funny, a similar, not similar, but the same kind of thing where in Alan Wake they added a pirate eye patch to
Yeah.
Alan Wake's model if you pirated the game. I thought it was kind of funny. Um, yeah, I mean, I never pirated software except, I mean, games went except for when I was in China, I bought Far Cry for PC, but I thought it was real. It wasn't until I brought it home and I tried to install it, and I'm like, this is not a real copy of Far Cry. So then I went and later and actually bought a real copy of it because it was like, but that was most because I was worried it had viruses and stuff because it seemed really shady. For me early on, it was mostly because I didn't want to get viruses and stuff because that's the easiest way to get viruses
Yeah, that's
is
true.
pirating software. That is the easiest way. Like as soon as people tell me they have virus on the computer, like, were you pirating stuff? I'm like, yeah. Like, well, there you go. uh,
So
yeah.
yeah, just I think both in the end, just we both stop it.
Yeah, I mean, if I like a game a lot and like the people behind it and their ideas and want to see them make more stuff, I'm gonna go buy it. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. I don't understand the thinking, or they think
Yeah,
that they have the right to just go take it.
if you had like yeah, so if you don't like something, don't support it by never touching the thing ever. It's gonna suck to not play some games that are really good, but that's how you need to show them that this is not a good thing, right? If you keep if
Yeah,
you keep pirating it, they just know that they want your stuff even harder or even more, right?
yeah,
If I didn't like a certain TV show or something, I would stop watching it. I wouldn't like pirate it on like go on the internet and try to find a show of it just to go like I hate them so much I'm gonna watch it on the internet on some other website and rather than watch it on TV or something like that. Just don't do it.
right.
Support the games you like. Support the games that you feel are doing it right. Maybe it's not a game that you necessarily love, but if you have the money, I think it would be a good idea to spend it on it. Spend it on it.
It, or just save up your pennies and wait for a Steam sale. There are
Yeah,
plenty of games that are going sale for like $2.50. You know.
yeah. I'm checking Steam every day. But yeah. So basically, that's piracy needs to stop on both sides,
Bad.
or piracy slash DRM should stop on both sides, and I think that's the only way to actually quote unquote fix it. But yeah,
Yeah, not
uh,
always on.
yeah.
Just kidding. Just had to
Anyways,
bring it there.
yeah. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed and see you later. Adios.